My name is Jordan Shields.
My name is Stephen Smith.
And my name is Marcus Pratt.
And my name is Mateo Williams. Alright, y'all, what's the name of our project?
My project is the DC Student Walkout.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
It relates back to previous marches in DC. Marches like those protests because after government oppression.
So, in August 20, 1963, more than 200,000 Americans gathered in Washington, D.C. for a rally, and the march on Washington dissolved and freedom. More than 50 years later, we are in a similar predicament with the oppressed versus the oppressors. More than 2,000 students skipped classes to let their voices be heard and to show President-elect Trump that they will remain united under any circumstances. The same hope and faith that the people of the march thought that it would bring for racial equality is the same type of aspirations that these young teens aim for during this walkout. The overall purpose is to develop awareness of the country's progression throughout our lifetime. We really need to stand up for ourselves in this situation, said Lauren, one of the students marching in D.C. Eventually, we're going to be adults, and we need to think about our future and the futures of the children who come after us. We need to make this country safer and more stable. Back then, during the March on Washington, different groups clicked up to form as one of the alliance, such as the SCLC, Congress of Racial Equality, SNCC, and the National Association Advancement of Colored People. They did this to gain as much support as possible to express their message. These are similar steps that DCPS students took to act in a nonviolent, peaceful, and unified, successful way to simply express how they felt. While they are two different time periods, they both possess the same ongoing societal issues, things such as police brutality, racial wars, and the demand of increasing jobs.
So you mean to tell me that this whole time we've been, like, we did this before, right?
Yeah, we've been oppressed for so many years by the government, and even white people. Even though during the civil rights movement, there were certain white people that joined African Americans that were fighting for the civil rights.
Right.
But African Americans have just been oppressed by the government and white people all together ever since we've been here.
Right. So it's crazy because you know how this is DC history, and three were a part of it, right? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man.
I was with it too.
Like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
We walked out of here. We gathered up in a group. Jumbled up.
Gone.
We got out of there.
Gone. All in the X2. All in the
Like, we were
X2.
like 80 deep on the X2.
It was hot that day too.
Yup.
It was real hot. Yeah.
I walked about 20 miles.
It felt like 20 miles. When we got the gallery, we had to take a walk to the Trump Hotel, and when we got there, it already had to be like at least 500 to 1,000 students already standing outside of Trump's hotel protesting.
Yeah, man.
With police all over the scene, like just watching over. And then when we got there, we even walked into groups on the way to the Trump Hotel. We was on the way.
I saw some people I knew from middle school that I never seen.
before.
Wow.
I saw somebody that had "Not my president" right here, cuz.
Right.
Not my president.
I remember I had a sign that said "Not my president." And, you know, we had to throw in that free flop. You know, free flop, man.
And then then all the students started to walk from Trump Hotel all the way down to the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah, the
We
Supreme
walked all the way to
Court.
the Supreme Court, where students from Wilson who started the whole DC walkout thing. They gave a quick speech on why we are here, what was the purpose of it. So that
Overall, it was a memorable and historical march that will be remembered in DC. It was a lot of media, News 5, people on Fox 9. A lot of people in this school that we go to right now, some of y'all that we in class with, was actually on TV. I was on TV. They got like a fool. Middle fingers up. They caught me, but that's alright though. Not my president.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So like, what did that girl say? What was the main reason again? What was our reason of doing it?
because no matter what President Trump plans to do, he cannot divide students based on sexuality, race, gender, and any other preferences.
Right, right. So you know, like this relates to all of, like we had many protests ever since President Trump has been in office. So do you guys know anything about those protests?
Well, what I have to say is that protests before the DC student protests, those protests were out of anger, and like when you look at the evidence and videos on YouTube and on the news and everything, you see people tearing down signs, breaking store windows all across DC just out of anger that President Trump is president. And most of the people in the protests weren't even from DC; they were from places like Maryland, Virginia, anywhere else on the East Coast.
Right, right. It's crazy how all of those people can come together over one person.
Yeah.
So would you guys say that we're back about to be facing oppression again based on the new presidency?
Well, looking at what he's done so far in office, I think it'll be worse than like oppression, because he's already like having issues with Russia and every other foreign country that we were supposed to be allies with, but we're having problems because he's changing everything now. So I think it's going to get worse.
Right.
But I think him being in office brings everybody, different races, ethnicities, together, because shows them how to be unified. It makes communication and foreign affairs, all that stuff that we have with people. I think it makes that better, because we gotta learn how to work together, even when in bad situations. And it just shows. The walkout was it just showed how people were standing for something and not falling for anything, basically.
Yeah.
And that's
Like
basically
he's trying to divide the country, but instead he's just like uniting us.
Right, he's uniting us.
But
Even though we still take oppression from his supporters, like like on social media, you'll see videos of white Americans oppressing Hispanics or Muslims or African Americans, threatening them just because they're in line trying to buy groceries. They're sitting there calling them out of their name and disrespecting them just because they don't like us. So I think even though he's trying to divide us, but we are trying to stay together, his supporters are also with him trying to tear us apart.
and they feel like they could do that because of what he's doing in office, like the things that he's saying. They think that they're superior to others, and that's why I think that they're going.
Right, right.
But going back to previous marches, I just think that it's a revolution that started back then that's just leading up to today, like the March on Washington.
So like they all relate.
Yeah.
Like history repeats itself, basically. So we're taking a stand, and while taking that stand, it's uniting everyone except for the people who don't want to get united. All right, well, that's our project for DC history. We got singers. What's your name again, Jordan?
Jordan shit.
And Marcus Pratt.
And Mateo Williams behind the camera, y'all know us. All right.
We did that shit.
We stand together.
We stand together.